Welcome to Soul Trek. This week's episode, Peace. Well, I have to confess, it wasn't intentional that when I just said the word peace that I also did a little gunshot thing, a finger shot. That seemed kind of weird and ironic because I think there's a couple of things we should realize about peace because I think that there's different kinds of peace. There's the peace and serenity of a familiar lake or river or ocean or something like that. But we often think of peace as being the absence of war or the absence of violence. And it is. And there's a wonderful prayer that we pray in the church frequently about, we pray for peace in our time, for peace among nations, for peace in our homes, and for peace in our hearts. And I think all of those are tremendously valuable things to seek and encourage. Certainly peace among nations, peace in our homes, violence in our homes, in our neighborhoods is rampant. We really need to do something to curb this, to change this, to stop it altogether. But that domestic violence that is so much a part of our world, we really need to start addressing. And what I'm trying to say is that all the ways in which violence presents itself in the world are things that we need to address. We need to encourage our politicians to work for peace. We need to encourage one another to find peace in our homes. And the final part of that is about peace in our hearts. And I don't think we should ignore that one as well. Those other issues are tremendously important and need to be dealt with without a doubt. And we need to work together on all of those things as well. And those are very real and important aspects of our Christian journey as well, that we try and achieve those things on all counts. I think too, and particularly in the Advent season, there is a onus on us to think about peace in our hearts, to think about that kind of peace that comes from knowing Christ, that kind of peace that comes from knowing God in the world, that kind of peace that can help us deal with all the other kinds of non-peace or violence that occurs around us and around the world and that we see in the newsreels and newspapers and wherever else we're getting that information from. There's things that we can do ourselves on the journey of our souls to try and achieve some kind of peace. And frankly, I think it comes from not really a detachment, but a kind of effort or a kind of thing that can happen to parents as they watch their children grow and make mistakes and understand that those mistakes are just part of a greater journey that they're on. I think that God kind of looks on us that way, or at least I hope God does, like a parent who hurts when we hurt, takes joy when we experience joy, and feels the transitions and difficulties that we feel as human beings. And a way of dealing with all of that trauma in our lives is by achieving some sense of peace. And I don't think that this is a journey we need to take by ourselves. It is a journey we can walk with others on. We can get advice from others. We can pray with others. We can engage others in kind of conversations. And we can encourage one another to kind of take the world as it is and to love it, even when it's being violent, even when it's doing the things that we know are harmful, even when it's doing the things that cause us pain as well. So yeah, we have to work tremendously hard to achieve peace among nations and peace in our homes. And I think one of the things that we ought not to forget is that along the way we also try and achieve peace in our hearts as well. Thank you.